Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 4. I am Uyai Anyakan, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakuran. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Buhari leaves Abuja for Spain. Court grants Okorocha 500 million bail. Plus, Israel signs UAE free trade deal, its first in Arab world. Details of the stories and more in a moment. We begin with a report that President Muhammadu Buhari will depart Abuja for Madrid, Spain today at the invitation of his Spanish counterpart, Pedro Sánchez, to return to Nigeria on Friday, June 3rd. The president's trip, which will be his first to the country in his tenure, will bring him to meet with the head of state of the Spanish nation, King Felipe VI. President Buhari is expected to discuss issues of mutual interest to both countries, which will result in the signing of agreements and memoranda of understanding to enhance the bilateral relations between the two nations. The discussions will border on extradition and transfer of convicted persons, mutual legal assistance, cultural matters, cooperation on fighting crime and enhancing security, diplomatic staff-dependent issues, cooperation on energy, trade and investments, transportation, public health and sports development. President Buhari will be accompanied by the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, Justice Abubakar Malami, Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeni Adebayo, Information and Culture, Laya Mohammed, Interior, Aregbe Shola Rahu, Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, and that of State for Health, Olorunminde Mamora. Other members of the delegation are the National Security Advisor, Major General Babangana Moguno, Director General National Intelligence Agency Ahmed Abubakar, and Chairman Nigerians in Diaspora Commission Abike Dabiri Eriwa. In a related development, King Felipe and Queen Letizia of Spain have sent their condolences to President Buhari over the stampede in Port Harcourt, River State. The State Police Command had confirmed 31 persons dead during the stampede at the venue of an outreach program put together by a church in Port Harcourt on Saturday morning. The Church King's Assembly was said to have invited members of the public to partake in the event, where gift items and free food were promised to be shared to congregants. According to a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the monarchs also wished a speedy recovery to those recuperating from the incident. In the meantime, President Buhari has met with governors of the All Progressives Congress APC ahead of the party's national convention to produce its presidential candidate for the 2023 general elections. The meeting, which held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, had all members of the Progressives Governors Forum represented. Issues discussed focus on guidance on who should emerge as the APC flag bearer amid the screening of the party's presidential aspirants by the committee, led by a former Edo State Governor and former APC National Chairman John Oyegun. The APC National Chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, were also present at the meeting. At the end of the discussion, which lasted about 30 minutes behind closed doors, the APC governors declined to brief State House correspondents on the outcome. Prior to the meeting, governors elected on the APC platform had expressed a desire to go along with the choice of the president on the emergence of the party's presidential candidate. Still in politics, the All Progressives Congress Presidential Screening Committee, which began sitting yesterday, has been questioning the party's presidential aspirants on 10 key issues, including their dual citizenship status. Some of the aspirants who were screened by the committee, headed by a former national chairman of the party, John Odige Onyegun, confirmed to newsmen that the panel asked them if they would be ready to step down for the consensus candidate of the party. Other questions asked include being the subject of investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission or the Independent Corrupt Practices and Offences Commission, or being arraigned by the Code of Conduct Bureau, being convicted for a crime, as well as their manifesto. Away from that, the federal government has commended the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, for calling off its warning strike and resuming duties. The government also lauded the union for acknowledging its efforts towards the resolution of the challenges facing polytechnic education in the country. To the judiciary now, where a federal high court in Abuja has granted bail at 500 million naira to ex-Imo Governor Rochas Okorocha. In a ruling, Justice Inyako rejected the objection of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to Okorocha's bail application. Justice Eko said bail was at the discretion of the court, noting that the Constitution provides for the defendant to be given adequate time to defend himself. The judge said bail was granted to the first defendant, Okorocha, with one surety in like sum, who should reside and own property within the jurisdiction of the court.
My client is a notable serving senator, so the idea of running away is ruled out. He will fulfill the condition. He has never run away. Only that, like I said yesterday, he was never properly served. Before you can say he didn't come, you must have served him, but he wasn't served. He has come, and you will see that he will come to take his trial. And the bail conditions are normal bail conditions, will meet them.
If you look at it, you see that the court was of the view that the second defendant has never defaulted in the administrative bail granted to him. And throughout the proceedings of this case, he has never absented himself. Our client is a very responsible citizen of the federal Nigeria, and the court has affirmed that. So we believe that before the end of today.
Development, Nigeria Customs Service is looking to generate a revenue of $176 billion over the next 20 years through the implementation of e-customs project. The Comptroller General, retired Colonel Hamid Ali, stated this in Abuja during the signing of e-customs concession agreement between the service, the Africa Finance Corporation, and the Chinese company. On security, the Nigerian army has dismissed as false the reports about attacks on some villages by Cameroonian Amazonian separatists. In a statement, the Director of Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, said the Nigerian troops at Denare had received information of an invasion and mobilized to the Bashu community, but discovered on arrival that no incursion had happened there. Nwachukwu further assured Nigerians of the military's protection and advised members of the public to stay calm. Back here, the management of TAF Media Group, owners of Planet FM and Spectrum Television, yesterday presented an award of excellence to one of their pioneer staff, Omar Jude and Becky Adiku, as they move on to other interests in life. Speaking at a send-forth event, CEO TAF Media Group, Tony Afia, who presented the awards, described Omar as one who had always been interested in the success of the organization, and Becky as a straightforward person who would always do her best for the growth of the company. On his part, the general manager Sunday Edet thanked both individuals for their time of service in the organization and for contributing to the growth of the organization. Edet noted that they added value to the organization during their stay and would be greatly missed. In their remark, Omar and Becky thanked the management for the opportunity given to them and promised to continue projecting the image of the firm.
And member of staff. Describing the persons of Omar and Becky, the chairman TAF Media Group, Tony Afia, commended the duo for their iconic display of professionalism.
I think even after Omar is gone, the people will still link Omar to this program. There's no way. But I thank you for doing what you've done, giving us enough time. I want to really appreciate you, Omar. You've done well. God will bless you. To do wherever you want to go. Let's go to Becky. I didn't really know so much about Becky, how she was hired, how she came here. But I finally understood that she's very dedicated to work. She when she believes in somebody, she go all out to saving that person. That's the same thing that she's done for us here. She never would want to cheat us. And anything she said, for the type of job that she's doing, she would be somebody that could misappropriate. I don't have to check what Becky is doing, whether she's putting something there, whether compliance is there, not there. I know that she's a very straightforward and honest person. This is an award from Tab Media Group Pride Award, presented to Omar, OT Planet Radio 101.1 FM, in grateful appreciation of your 9 years of outstanding performance. Dedication and positive attitude on the job. We had heartfelt appreciation from the board, management, and staff of Tab Media Group today, Monday, 30th May 2022. With our greatest appreciation, we hereby present Becky Adik, Traffic Officer, Planet Radio 101.1, with this award in recognition of your commitment and invaluable contributions to the growth of the Tab Media Group brand. With heartfelt appreciation from the board, management, and staff of Tab Media Group, we present this award to you this day,
Responding to the awards, the awardees had this to say.
I'm very grateful to Tab Media, my boss, Mr. Clinton. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everyone that I've worked with for the past 9 years. No, it has not been easy, but God has been faithful. And I want to especially appreciate Bishop KP for compliance. Yes, yes. I always fight out for my commission.
Sir, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the opportunity. Actually, coming here, I never had experience. The only experience I had was working for the church. So coming here gave me a lot of opportunity and a lot of experience from the account section to traffic to the transport. I felt my experience around here, and I felt that I've been able to learn one or two things and probably some around and then be honest wherever I go. Thank you, Staff Media Group, for the opportunity, for everything. I don't know, but wherever I am, and if I see a job that needs to be here, or 25% say,
Also speaking, the general manager at Tab Media Group, Sunday Edit, thanked both individuals for their time of service in the organization and joined the staff and close friends of the duo to wish them well as they forge ahead. Francis Edit, Spectrum TV News.
Meanwhile, coalition of widows and next of kin of retired primary school teachers in Akwa Ibom have given the state government a 2-week ultimatum to honor its agreement reached with the Nigerian Labour Congress in the state and ensure the release of funds for payment of over 38 billion naira currently owed them. Members of the coalition who were on a peaceful protest yesterday lamented the level of hardship they bore and government's alleged inability to commit to payment of emoluments for those who diligently served the state government. Also speaking, some of the next of kin said they had to drop out of school and endure living in sorry states as a result of the non-payment. They pleaded with the state government to commit to payments. Speaking with Planet Radio, one of the coordinators of the group had this to say.
My name is Ben Bonabes, one of the leaders of the next of kin, widows and of retired primary school teachers, people that serve this state meritoriously as primary school teachers and died without receiving their entitlements in Akwa Ibom State. We are here this afternoon in a peaceful protest to demand from government the payment of these entitlements. We agree that government has done all the verification that they needed to do on this matter, but they are also for dragging because while this issue has persisted, government have refused to pay these entitlements to beneficiaries, and it's taking a whole lot of time. This is about the 7th year of this government, and not much achievement has been done in that area. And we are here this afternoon to press down on government, make our demand that they should pay.
In Africa, Senegalese police have reportedly made their first arrest in connection with a fire at a hospital in which 11 babies died. A health workers union official, Oswemene Diop, who said the 3 people arrested in connection with the case were a midwife, a nurse, and the head of the hospital's human resources department. He added that they were being questioned on suspicion of endangering the lives of others. Recall that the blaze broke out in a neonatal ward in the western town of Thiovion last Wednesday, and President Macky Sall fired his health minister Abdoulaye Diouf Sarr a day after the tragedy. Meanwhile, the cause of the fire at the Memi Abdul Aziz by the Beka Hospital has not been established, although an electrical short circuit is suspected to have been the source. Still in Africa, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi have met with Polish President Andrzej Duda in Cairo. The North African leader is hosting his counterpart for a 3-day state visit. Reports say topics on the agenda include strengthening economic and scientific cooperation, as well as the next UN summit on climate scheduled in November in the Egyptian city of Sharm el-Sheikh. During the joint press conference, the Polish head of state also promoted Poland's potential to export crops. Elsewhere, Namibia has taken delivery of 23 ancient pieces of jewelry, tools, and other objects pillaged during colonial rule and returned as an indefinite loan from Germany. The return of the artifact is part of a project to encourage rapprochement between the two nations. Still to come in the news. The police set July 8th deadline for a Shimmerhead. Just stay with us. Thanks for staying tuned. Moving to the foreign scene, Israel has signed a free trade deal with the United Arab Emirates, making its first with an Arab country. building on the US brokered normalization of diplomatic relations in 2020. Israel's ambassador to the oil-rich UAE, Emir Hayek, tweeted congratulations in Arabic with a photo of Emirati and Israeli officials holding documents at a signing ceremony in Dubai. The Emirati envoy to Israel, Mohammed Al-Qajah, hailed the deal as an unprecedented achievement, which, according to the Israeli side, scraps customs duties on 96% of all products traded. The 2022 deal was part of the US brokered Abraham Accords that also saw Israel establish diplomatic ties with Bahrain and Morocco. Away from that, Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says the country is willing to lift its blockade of Ukrainian Black Sea port, allowing safe passage of ships carrying products such as wheat and corn, only if Ukraine made the water safe first. Lavrov told reporters in Bahrain that he needed Ukraine to demine the coastal waters in its territorial sea before such a move could be made. It comes less than a week after Ukrainian FM Dmytro Kuleba described as blackmail a separate offer from Russia to lift the same blockade in exchange for the lifting of sanctions. Before the war, 90% of Ukraine's exports left via these deep ports, but all are now closed. In health, Nigerian Medical Association is asking the Nigeria Center for Disease Control to step up efforts in educating and protecting Nigerians from the increasing cases of monkeypox disease. It urged the agency, which is saddled with the responsibility of disease prevention and control, not to lose sight of other infectious diseases like monkeypox, even as it focuses on COVID-19. The Doctors Association encouraged Nigerians to adhere strictly to the preventive measures of personal hygiene, especially hand hygiene, because like monkeypox, COVID-19 is still in the country. It also implored religious institutions, churches and mosques to take up the responsibility of sensitizing their followers about the disease. Still in health, the World Health Organization says it is not concerned for now that the spread of monkeypox beyond the African countries where it is typically found could spark a global pandemic. Since Britain first reported a confirmed monkeypox case on May 7th, nearly 400 suspected and confirmed cases have been reported to the World Health Organization in nearly 24 countries, far from the states where the virus is endemic. The UN Health Agency has voiced concern at the situation but reiterated that there was no reason to panic over the virus, which spreads through close contact and usually does not cause severe disease. In sports, Serie A giants Napoli say they will stop listening to bids for Super Eagles striker Victor Shimmerhead from July 8th. Shimmerhead is reportedly one of the most sought-after assets in Europe at the moment, following his brilliant returns of 18 goals and 6 assists in 32 games for the Pataponians. Premier League sides Manchester United, Arsenal and Newcastle are the front runners to secure the services of the 23-year-old, but Napoli's valuation of €100 million has been a significant setback for any potential deal. Still in sports, Novak Djokovic has renewed his 16-year-old rivalry with Rafael Nadal at the French Open today, with a semi-final spot at the stake, where victory for the world number one could end the 13-time champion's Roland Garros career. Nadal, who turns 36 on Friday, puts his record of 109 wins and just 3 losses in Paris since his title-winning debut in 2005 on the line against the defending champion. The Spaniard was taken to 5 sets for only the 3rd time at the tournament by 21-year-old Felix Auger in the 4th round. On our entertainment news, Nollywood actress Stephanie Okereke Linus has welcomed the second child with her husband, Idahosa Linus. The movie star shared the big news via her Instagram page, expressing unspeakable joy at the arrival of her second son. Stephanie and Linus are one of the most influential celebrity couples in the country. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am Uyai Aniakim. Thanks for watching and do enjoy the rest of your day.